give you an idea on what it's like to work on a van with only 70,000 miles on. Taking the injectors out of this one for because they're standard iron, and the gentleman is upgrading to our PP0.5 solution. Now, working with one hand isn't easy at the best of times, so let's try and get the slide hammer on with one hand. Come on. As I said, you know what, I'm going to put you down for a minute. Some of the common problems facing T4s is the inlet pipe. That pipe down there where it goes onto the turbo is loose. Can you see that? 90% of vans that come to me are like that. Now, we've taken the injectors, or we started to take the injectors out, and this is the last one we got out. 70,000 miles on the vehicle, so the injector looks relatively clean where it goes into the cylinder head, but not that clean at the top. This van is not from a rural location, it's from Hatfield. One of the common things, mass airflow sensors over here. That is a 2-pin temperature sensor along with the boost hose that goes to the ECU on the older type MSA 15 ECU. It's just tucked down there, and that will have the manifold ambient pressure sensor fitted to the ECU itself, rather than being in the boost pipe work like they are on the more modern vans. Alright, I'm going to put you down, and we'll come back when it's time to fire up. Give you a look over the whole van actually, just before I do that. It's a nice coach built. It's a good van. Well, let's say we've got all the injectors out. These are the new PP0.5s. Fully and professionally reconditioned, balanced and set up and calibrated to perfection. They're going to go in here. These are the old standard irons. Over here you can tell they're standard irons because they've got star key caps, and the needle motion sensor is the same length as the other injectors. Whereas on the Bosch we've got hex caps, and the needle motion sensor is taller than the other injectors. So we're going to pop these guys in now. See you again. That's all our injectors installed. Absolutely no trouble with these guys today. The old ones came out very nicely. New ones are in. Glow plug caps are on. Next stage is to fit the high pressure fuel supply pipes, which are here. Again, I'll start with the left three. There they are, and do the last two last, if that makes sense. I just thought I'd include this, but this is a common question people have when installing their own injectors. Do I need to buy the pipe from the 5th injector of a 102 and install the taller injector with said pipe in cylinder 5? Well, the answer is no. What you can do is you take the original pipe from cylinder 4 and you take a 10mm ring spanner, put it over the end of the pipe, right, like that, and use it as a cantilever. Now I can't do this with two hands, without two hands. So you use it as a cantilever to bring the pipe upwards so that it meets the top of the injector. Simple, and you saved yourself the cost of a pipe. There you go. Fits like a glove. It's time to start the van. I'm going to do a few checks. All the leak-off pipes are on. All the injector high pressure fuel supply pipes are tight so we don't get a diesel leak. Vacuum is back onto the vacuum pump, and it's going to start it. Now, they don't start immediately. You need to crank them a little bit and give them no gas. And apparently this one's got an immobilizer. I don't know where that goes. Ah, there it is. Let's get the key. There she goes. Sprung into life. First thing I do is I'll go and check for any leaks. Fantastic, no leaks. The next job on this is to adjust the idle. I'll come back to you when I'm ready to do that. As you can hear, the idle is lumpy. So what we've done is we've connected VCDS. We have loosened off that bolt there, that one there, and there's another one just there. Okay? We go to VCDS. We're not doing this blind. We are monitoring the injected quantity at idle, which here is bouncing between 0 and 4.8. So with the engine at a decent operating temperature, we take our trusty hammer and gently give it a tap. Wait. Now, you can hear that improvement in the idle. It's still not quite there, so just a little one. That's it. Okay, so we'll then go back over to VCDS, and we want that figure here between 2.8 and 3 milligrams. So that's a little bit too much. So I'm going to go back to the van or to the engine, and we're going to tap the cover the opposite way just a little bit. Go back. VCDS, lots of toing and froing here. And look at that, lo and behold, 2.8 to 3 milligram per stroke. So we'll check the return to idle from revs. There's a bit of a flutter. So what we're going to do now, we're going to adjust the value in software, and we're going to try 32700. Hit test. See the injected quantity up there has now jumped up to 4 milligram per stroke. All right, we'll check the idle again. Still a tiny flutter. It's not perfect, so we're going to modify this value to 32688. Test. Okay, now we've gone up to 4.2 to 4.4, but the return to idle is now perfect. So we'll save everything. We'll read the channel again. And another thing to note is, before we do up the bolts again, 4.2 to 4.4, because when you're doing up the bolts, because the direction of rotation, you can carry you can move the cover and adjust the value. So let's get in here, knit those bolts up, and there. Finally, top left. And we're done. Well, actually, let's go and check the value one last time. Yeah, we're still 4.2 to 4.4. So we are done with the idle. Next, put it back together and go for a data. 4,000 revs first, second, third, and as far as you can go in fourth safely. Our motorbike will be out of our way in seconds. Might want to overtake the car. Go overtake him if you can. Give me some beans. Can you feel the difference?